Alright, the Cooper's beer has been in the keg for 15 days, and I put the pressure at 30 pounds, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. I left that for 24 hours, and I ended up getting overcarbonated. And I poured the wife her beer on the shelf over there, and it was just pure foam. So we're going to have to dial that down and let it calm down. Dirty Glass Mafia. We got one of those going on there. So on with the Cooper's beer review. She is a pillow head. Like I say, I dial the kegerator down to a very slow pour because she's just pure foam. So this was brewed, like I say, back February 2nd. Cooper's Australian brew. 2 pounds of brewing sugar that they recommended. What else we can tell you? The hops. I think they were saying something, maybe Galaxy and Lemon Drops or Eclipse. Could be an Eclipse hops, and maybe a Simcoe. Not really sure. I'll go back online and look it up later. So, what am I going to say? We use their yeast and everything. So, nothing more to it than batch 159. In between the grains, we call this one. So, this is the Cooper's. We're going to get a little smell on it. Smells like beer. Smells real earthy to me. I want the taste. I think I'm getting a little grapefruitish there. I'm not 100% sure. I treated the water with metabisulfate to make sure the chlorines and chloramines were out. The second gulp was much better than the first. It has an IPA-ish type taste for a pale ale, brewed in the way it's done, a no-boil brew. See, what else can I say about it besides me overcarbonating it? My head is
nice caramel color.
My head is starting to fade quicker. The wife's trying to talk, but whether the camera picks it up or not, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a straw color with the light. I think I had a flashlight here someplace. I forgot what I did with it now.
Got pretty good body
Right here.
for something that was in a can. I'm a little surprised at that.
For just like a malt extract, it's based off of a malt. There's a carbonation level, but it's way more than that.
I get a spiciness.
I do too.
Like almost like there's a rye in there, but they didn't mention any rye in the grain.
No, they didn't. Maybe that's coming from the yeast. That's probably from the yeast. The smell is, like I say, earthy. I can't put my finger on it. Almost like a burlap bag-ish.
Burlap bag? That doesn't smell like a burlap bag or cardboard. It's a very light aroma to the hop. Not really strong at all.
The hop is built into the malt. Has a nice aftertaste for 4.7, 4.5, a little bit over it came in. So it came in right on target, which was shocking that they got that down to a science.
Tasty for sure.
I got another kit like this. I do have another kit, one of these. Not too bad. I'm kind of liking it. For a quick brew like that, comes in a pinch. I got a whole keg of it.
Yeah, the one brew you did that was quick did not taste good. This is pretty good for a keg.
No, years ago I did a quick brew as an experiment. and I forget the name of the company. It might have been Mutins or something like that. And I just did the same deal here in the pail, and but I never treated the water either. And it was a very, I guess I'd come off with like a chlorine taste. It had this, I can't even describe it. It had just a funky taste, and come to find out when you research it, it's chlorines that are coming through. But I let my water sit. This water did sit and was treated with the metabisulfate. And I think I used some well water, purified water with it also. So, and not much more to say. It kind of reminds me of an old Schmitz beer, Schmitz Brewing Company. I think they were out of Rochester. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, so batch 159 for a quick brew. I'm kind of liking it. I got another kit out there. So I don't know what else to say. Cooper's Australian kit and a pinch. It comes out to be not too bad of a beer. Not too bad at all. Why wouldn't it? So the Cooper's it's got some decent lacing too. Like I say, overcarbonated it. It goes down pretty good. It's refreshing. This would be fine on a nice hot day outside. And a quick brew to get it done. It's a little faster than boiling it all down there. So I guess I'm going to say on a scale, to try to be honest here, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give her I got to give it a 7. That's pretty respectable. So how you doing?
What's nice about this is we could play with the flavor. Now we know what it is.
Yeah, this flavor can be flavored. You can add all kinds of purees to it too.
Or some flavoring, yeah.
Change it up a little bit if you want. I did a blood orange that's in the garage right now. And that's batch 160 or something. I lost count. So until next time, I'm going to say Proust. It's not too bad of a beer. You get a chance, pick up a kit. I think I paid $37 for this. Not 100% sure. And it's real easy to brew. It's the simplest thing you could imagine. Like I say, I do a worst beer reviewer ever series, but this is supposed to be my good beer review. I told everybody out there I would do this. Not sure the hops that I'm smelling. So until next time, Proust. Stay thirsty, friends.